everybody. I just came out of the closet. So, welcome to another episode of The Bloodies. Welcome to my house. Today, I'm a little nervous, but I guess it's normal. I think it's going to be super fun. Guys, I know all of you are still in lockdown, quarantine, and things are not easy for a lot of us. We just had some good news in the Netherlands. Apparently, we are allowed to open our shops next week. It's still very, very exciting. We have to hear more and more. But I definitely want to entertain you. And today, instead of just doing a haircut, because there are so many amazing barbers and hairstylists that's been online with classes, I definitely want to do a huge shout out to all the Reuzel ambassadors that have done absolutely amazing. If you want to see some of their work, go to the Reuzel Facebook page because everything is still online. There's all kinds of haircuts. There are pompadours, there are flat tops, psychopathic quiz, the teddy boy quiz. You know, you can find them all step by step. So what I want to do today though is I want to talk where some of our haircuts and inspiration comes from. See, I've been in hair for oh my God, I'm old. For 30 years, and what? Yes, I am that old. So, and especially the last couple weeks in a quarantine. I mean, you know, I really, really, really love this place. I made it my own. It's slightly inspired by how do you call that in English? Pippi Longstockings. Do you know the name of the house of Pippi Longstockings in English? No. Villa Kakebom, whatever. There was this girl with the red braids, and she had one great saying, and that was, "I've never tried it before, so I think I can do it." Well, that's pretty much what that house is inspired on. And one of the main features in the house is, of course, the bookcase. Yeah. I have been collecting books and Legos, and actually a lot of shit. I mean, I am your hardcore hoarder. I love to collect shit, and I got a lot of shit. But this is the result of about 30 years collecting. Now, as you might know, I love doing my photo and video shoots with Jelle, who is at this moment holding the camera. Everybody that's live on Instagram, now it's a shot. Jelle. And a lot of people ask us, where do you guys get your inspiration? And I mean, there's a lot going on, but our main inspiration, and I think I'm talking for the two of us, is pretty much the street, plus a bit of our personal history. So what I did here is I took some of my favorite reading material out of my closet, and as you can see, there is a lot that is inspired by punk rock and roll, skateboarding. These are all the covers of Treasure. Skateboarding is something I've been doing for so long. Wood, the bloody the son-in-law, right? I mean, he is one skateboarding. Actually, I like that everything keeps coming together. You see, Wood's own this actually, you know, designed by Michiel Walgraaf, of course, who does all our t-shirts. See, and this is inspired by Mr. Jim Phillips, you know, Santa Cruz. It's all coming together, guys, and that's what I love so much about it. Now, I want to show you. There's so much I want to tell you. I'm pretty much going to forget like 9/10 of it, but I want to show you this. This is the scoring book. Maybe one day it'll be in English. I don't know, but I want to show you something, right? See, this here is me. See, with the big red mohawk, I'm there too. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's me too, by the way. So for all you guys with horrible glasses and a stupid haircut, there is hope. Now, if there is one. Ladies and gentlemen, the bloody bitcher and the bloody daughter. Yeah, I mean, this is our house. We're all in the lockdown together, and Iris here, the bloody bitcher, helped me out, giving Mr. Dick Johnson a little bit of color. You bleached it?
Yeah.
And
bleached it, and I colored it with pink and yellow.
Yeah, we were kind of scared because when we rinsed out the bleach, half of Dick's hair was coming with was going down the drain, but there is still enough left to do a nice haircut on. Now, see, if there is, I think every shop, barber shop, hairdressing shop, salon, have some, you know, I've always believed that a barber shop is built around the barber. See, it's in the name, barber shop. See, and I have grown up with these subcultures, right? I was really into punk rock music. Now, before I'm gonna do my haircut here, I wanna talk about the punk police, yeah? Because that's pretty much the most horrible police in the world, because they're like, oh, you're a poser, that's not punk. For me, punk rock is freedom, man. It's DIY, and you can be punk as fuck the way you want to. Yeah, you can get fucked up every day and be punk as fuck. You can be sober every day and be punk as fuck. You can dye your hair pink and wear your Dr. Martin and be old poser, fashion, whatever, right? Punk rock is in the head, yeah? I mean, I know some pretty punk rock people that wear a suit, and I know some people that think they're very fucking punk rock, but I have my doubts. But again, you know, in the brain, see? I have always loved the punk rock hairstyles, especially the mohawk. The first wave of English punk rock, I'm not talking American punk rock, because even if you look at those guys, the Ramones, right? Those were not mohawks and everything. However, it was an answer to pretty much what the hippies laid back. You know, the hippies had the long peace, love, man. I think punk rock was a bit of an answer. It was youth wanting a change, wanting to kick against everything that's possible, right? And for me, especially the mohawk, even when you look back to the history of the mohawk, it was a representation of being on the warpath. After all this time of trying to bring peace, it was an answer. See, and these are waves that are going on in the society, and there will always be subcultures. The youth will always be rebellious, which is a good thing, I think. You know, they want to stand out with music. I mean, even house music was a rebellious answer to everything that we've done, right? But it is good to see that everything keeps coming back. See, and you see it in all kinds of cultures. I really, this is one of my favorite. Peter Pank, right? Very, very nice comic, adults only. There's some really good porn there. No, sorry, you got that shit. This is absolutely amazing. Now look at see, that's what I love about artwork. That's what I love about these subcultures. See, because this is obviously inspired by the Teds. Now I have my mannequin here that I kind of blow dried before we went live. See, given a little bit of the idea of the Teddy Boy. I didn't use any product. I didn't know. Apparently, I only have an hour worth, so I'm never going to make it. But see, all these shapes keep coming back. Now, this guy here, this artwork is so fucking amazing. Now look at the mohawk. Now I want to show you something. See this photo here? Yeah. the guy in the beach chair in the snow. Now look at, I don't know if you even still recognize it, because it must be about 30 years old, right? But I've been there and I'm still feeling that. Now, for you guys that want to have some advice, if you want to buy your, I mean, and again, I have been collecting for so long, and I want to give you some advice. You can always, you know, I will answer questions later in the comments, but if you want to have what's pretty much the best book on subcultures, this is the one, guys. This is absolutely brilliant. There are so many. See, I put some. Yeah, here we got Johnny Rotten. This is the first wave of punk. See, completely different than when you look at the oi punk and the Mohawks that came later. See here, you got your anarcho punks. Yeah, this is the book. This is definitely the book. And then I got some. I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, the Dr. Martin book, which is really cool too. See, I got you to psych. Now, back in the 80s, people, especially the psychobillies, man, they look absolutely wicked. So cool to see. I mean, and I was, see the Chelsea haircut on the skinhead girls. Yeah, these are icons. And even when you look at modern hairdressing now, you still see that so many cuts are influenced by these subcultures. If you know what's going on in fashion or whatever, I don't per se like the word, but if you want to know, look at the youth and what the youth is interested in, right? So I also got out, see this little room right here, which I like to call the jungle room. It's not completely done yet, but this is where I sit and read my books, and this is where all my music is. You see, from blues to punk rock to psychobilly. I got some really cool records out here. This one's pretty special. I really like this one. The colored disc, The Exploited. I mean, when I first heard Exploited, the aggression that was in there, I fucking loved it. I was one angry kid, man. I was bullied and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going in there, but I was angry, right? So I wanted to I wanted to be on the warpath. Punk and Disorderly, all the punks out there pretty much know this one, right? GBH, one of my favorite bands, yeah? More anarcho-punk, more. But here we got Social Distortion, right? So this is one of the pillars of American punk rock. And they kind of showed us in you. I mean, the Sick Boys, when Mike Ness, the singer, started out, he used to spike his hair and put on his eyeliner, you know, your typical. But when he grew older, he kind of really started that whole crossover between greaser culture and punk rock. And I mean, pretty much, definitely one of my favorite bands ever. See, Iggy Pop was about as punk rock as you can get it, right? But his hair, I mean, still iconic, but these guys used to cut it themselves, man. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit later. Ivy Green, I just wanted to put that in there, one of the original Dutch punk band before the whole punk wave started. This is actually a very rare record. Now, what is Grace Jones doing there? See, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Punk rock is in your head, man. She will never call herself a punk. But to me, I mean, that haircut, that look, so strong, right? I really love it. And of course, The Clash, yeah. At one point, Joe Strummer had that mohawk. Did you know that Joe Strummer ran a marathon without training, and he drank 10 pints of beer the night before because he had to stag up his carbs? True story. Now, thank you. Iris is not doing that. Stray Cats, right? I think this might be a little bit the missing link between rockabilly and psychobilly, just like the Cramps. I wanted to show you the Cramps too. They're in there, but there was just too much to show you guys. See, it's not even a pompadour anymore. But one of the lines in Rock This Town is, I have my hair piled high. I love that. I mean, it kind of takes balls to look that different. See, I mean, I had to show you an old friend, Sparky, you know, Demented Our Goal. I think that that's really an iconic record sleeve. When I went out back in the days with my mohawk up, I used to have the shit beaten out of me. Like all the time, man, because I was the weird kid, you know, with the nail polish and the mohawk. Just people on really where did I leave my where's my flat topper?
Yeah.
Hey.
It was on the table.
It was on the table. Oh, here it is. Okay. Now, talking about these punk rock haircuts, and oh man, there is so much more I want to show you guys, I want to tell you guys, so maybe we've got some extra time. If not, we can always do an extra class. Is everybody having fun? Are we getting hearts and like thumbs up and shit? Nobody gives a shit. I'm going to cut Mr. Dick Johnson here. Remember his last haircut? Yeah, I went for a pompadour. That was the first time I cut his hair. Yeah? So I didn't really touch his haircut, but I want to show you guys something because I want to go for a little bit of a flat toppy, kind of quiffy. I don't want to go psychobilly because I don't really like the mannequins with the short sides. So I'm going to leave the sides a little bit longer. So we're going to leave the fenders. Now, I want to show you the importance of blow drying first. Yeah. So this is, well, pretty much his last haircut. Yeah. I'm going to use a little bit of the Reuzel grooming tonic, perfect for hold. Now, these flat tops, these psycho quids, all the teddy boy haircuts, yeah. You know how I learned this stuff? I learned it pretty much from the guys themselves, yeah. When I started barbering, hairdressing, I had absolutely no idea. I had to figure it out myself a little bit before I went to beauty school. My mom said it was beauty school. But the thing that I found out throughout the years, you know, especially with these higher haircuts, right, mohawks, like the huge psychobilly quivs, yeah, it's if you go to one of these concerts, it's insane how good this hair looks. And you know what? It's always the people that have those haircuts that do them themselves. They usually know better how to do stuff than me as a so-called professional. Now, of course, the main reason for that is it is their hair. They know their hair. They know which way it wants to go. And I think if you want to do a strong shape, the most important thing, you're setting your, can you hear me actually? Hard, right? Okay, I'm going to do this fast, yeah? If you want to go high with your pompadour, if you want to go high with your quiff, this is definitely one of my most important tips and tricks. Yeah, start drying the hair. Dry it all to the left and then dry it all to the right. So the hair kind of wants to meet in the middle. Yeah. That is the fastest way. See? All to the left, all to the right. That is pretty much the fastest way to create a lot of volume. Yeah, you can definitely see the shape emerge here. Now, it's not Dick's turn yet. So Dick, stay there.
Don't walk away.
Huh?
Don't walk away.
Stay there. See? I kind of dried this gentleman's hair before. Now, it is, of course, a mannequin, so the hair is kind of difficult. It's different than normal hair, but I want to show you something, you know? There's an old haircut in here. Yeah? What I want to do here is, see, I'm going to take out a part of the front, play with later. Yeah? And what I want to do is, I kind of want to flat top the top. So there are different ways of flat topping. For today, I'm not a huge fan of the flat topper. I like to work a little bit more freehand. Some of you might have seen videos of some of the flat tops that we did. But the flat topper, however, is a great tool if you want to remove some bulk. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Take that front part out. Yeah, and I'm just going to set it in, lift the hair up. And remove bulk. See, the trick with your big flat top comb is basically you kind of look, can you see it in the camera here? So you set in your basic length, then you look for the same shape, you remove bulk. There is a, how do you call that?
Nothing?
There's a level on it, but honestly, I never really use or look at the level. I mean, make sure that your body is in the right position and just follow your previous cut length. Yeah, you kind of got to trust the shape that you're doing. Now, that is, see, there's actually quite a lot of hair on the floor. That is a very fast way of removing a lot of bulk. Yeah? You can see the shape emerge. And pretty much what I'm going to do now is freehand. Yeah? Can we all see this? See, I'm going up. I'm going to double check the shape of that cut. Yeah, so all of a sudden, we get this nice square shape with a very short crown area. Yeah, up. See, there is my basic line. So we're gonna follow that line. Now, all you need for this is a little bit of confidence. Yeah? I've been doing this for a long time, so I kind of know where to go with my scissors, right? I mean, in the end, it's all practice, practice, practice. Yeah? The more often you do it, the easier it's gonna get. Now, if you look at the cut right here, see, with just removing all that bulk, you already get a super nice shape. Yeah? So this is the perfect way to do your flat top with fenders. Of course, you can really perfect your shape. I like to use my blending shears for this. Now, I have to say that when you cut a client instead of a mannequin, your comb will slide through much easier than on the mannequin. But see, that is a super nice shape that is emerging here. See, so what it comes down to is the most important thing you want is a baseline to work towards. Yeah, you can double check. Oh, it's a horrible lighting. See? You take up your sections, bring them up, and go over it in a square way. Yeah, the most important thing is if you want to do these kind of haircuts, flat top with fenders, normal flat tops, cycle clips, the magic of the cut, yeah, and I think you can see that shape, right? Now, the magic of the cut is in your body, and I think a lot of people underestimate that. But if you want to do these kind of haircuts, make sure that you lock your body in the right position. See? So I'm not even looking at the hair I'm taking off. I am looking at where my body is compared to the haircut. See, I lock my elbow and I lock my shoulder into the right shape and then just kind of polish the whole thing, yeah? So what we've got here is that long front. Yeah? You can play with that long front any way you want, see? Because I kind of actually like the idea, yeah, of doing a bit of a crossover between a teddy roll, yeah, and that square angle on the crumb. If I want to do that, yeah, I just kind of got to blend in the longer piece in the front. Now, yeah, short, long. If you are more confident with your clippers, be confident with your clippers. Yeah, definitely want to keep a lot of length. Yeah. As you can tell, I'm not really taking sections Because of course you can take a section and then connect it. Yeah, but how are you going to go from that super short point? I mean, the only technique that you should be able to use is pretty much kind of slight cut into that length in the front. Yeah, but what I like to do is really just kind of use whatever natural fold your client has, see, and blend it in to the previous cut crown area. Now, you have to understand that I would not cut this haircut on a client that would walk into Scorum for the very first time. Because if he would have gotten home with this haircut, he'd be like, what am I going to do with it, right? All this length, this short. But that is the thing. If you get guys in, like your punk rockers, your psychobillies, they have been styling their hair like this for so long that they know exactly how to play and handle those lengths. But everything's after all. See? So blend it in, following your gut feeling. See? Short, length, blend in. Now I really love these kind of over stretch structures. See what I mean? It is kind of disconnected, but if this gentleman goes to a concert, right, or walk in the streets, and the hair is gonna fall out, see, that's what I love. All that length, but this short on the crown. Yeah, now this is in a nutshell how I would do a shape like this. Yeah, but that's not what you're here for. You guys are here for Mr. Dick Johnson, right? Now, if there is one lesson that I've learned back in the days when I was learning to cut hair, it was, see, when I had to put my mohawk up, yeah, one of the hardest, my hair looks like shit. One of the hard, fuck you, Yell. One of the hard things, right, even now, see, if you want to put hair up, one of the hardest things you have to do is fight gravity. Can you imagine glasses like that, being a little bit of a fat kid and a stutter? Man, I would have a bullet myself back in those days, man. See, you have to fight gravity that's pulling the hair down. So one of the things that I learned back then is if I wanted to put my hair up, yeah, I would do this. I wouldn't put my hair up. I would use gravity to put it down, yeah? Which makes it so much easier because your hair is hanging down, you use hairspray, you hold the ends, and then you dry the hairspray. And the moment you come up, your hair is standing up. That easy. Now, for those people that use the pivot point system, right, if you have to draw a haircut, they always draw the length up, yeah? So what I found interesting about that, and I mean, I've been spending a lot of time here in quarantine thinking about haircuts, thinking about the things that Yell and me are going to do once we're getting out again, right? Once the old school is opening up, I'm always trying to evolve my work, right? I'm always like, okay, so what can I do, right, to make things even easier to understand? We all see the shape of this cup, right? I think it looks pretty. I mean, this is a very, normally I would clean it up a little bit more, but I've only got an hour, so I was like, what are you laughing about? Yeah. I was like, so if we remember the last haircut I gave him, yeah, I found it super hard when I was in school when I had to draw my haircuts onto one of those diagrams. You know how it's much easier if you turn the haircut upside down. See? Floom, floom, right? All of a sudden, you can see exactly which angles I used to give Mr. Dick Johnson this haircut. And I find that super interesting. It's the same, all you hairdressers, I hope there's hairdressers out there watching this, right? I mean, if you do hair on one length on a mannequin, right, and you hold it upside down, you will see exactly, right, shortest point. Yeah, so you can really see the moment you turn the head, like, oh, layers, yeah. It's something very interesting to think about, which made me think, right, if I would hang Dick Johnson upside down, and I would use a lot of hairspray, yeah, dry it, and turn it back, what I would get is this perfect boom pump, like almost like a manga, a cartoon, right? So I was wondering, and I'm probably going to screw this up, but it's still going to be interesting, yeah, if I would stand upside down to put my hair up, what is going to happen if I cut it upside down? I have absolutely no idea, but we're going to find out. Yeah? See? So I'm pretty sure that the blood, this is what we've been working towards too. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen that are watching the show, I do not know what is going to happen. But if I have learned one thing throughout the years, nothing. Huh?
Kijk, Reuzel naar deze kant toe, hè?
Yeah. Nothing more. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. That is actually cool. Yeah. There is one thing I learned is you are never done learning. So I have no idea if I'm going to screw it up, but you are going to witness the screwing up. Yeah, because what I think is that if we set into shape, see, and I know a lot of rockabillys and psychobillys out there that do absolute perfect flat tops on themselves. Yeah, so I was like, let's try. Yeah, so here you got your basic shape. Okay, I gotta be honest, the stairs are a little bit in the way, but dat ziet er wel tof uit, toch? See, that's looking pretty cool. Now, I have absolutely no idea what it's going to look like the moment I'm going to put Dick back on his pole.
Tripod.
Tripod.
Add some poles.
Add some poles. But see, it is definitely a nice challenge, and even more, it makes you understand hair, right? Because I had no idea what was coming out. I mean, it's not going to be a perfect flat top, but now if I put Dick back on the tripod, what I think is, if I dry it, and I'm going to perfect it, and put it up, I'm going to have a totally different shape than I would have when I just flat topped him while standing up. Because all of a sudden, I don't have to put the hair up, right? Which kind of makes it harder. All of a sudden, we're just going to follow what gravity tells us. I just like Dick hanging upside down. It's so weird, man. See? That is already looking pretty cool. Okay, so what we've got here is already a nice shape of pompadour. Because it was hanging down, we still have the length in the nape area. See, that is looking really good. Is everybody still having a good time? Yeah? I know it's not your typical class, but I really wanted to do something completely different, not just to entertain all of you, but to entertain myself as well. You know, I was like, being stuck in the house, what is going to be fun? See, the shape is almost perfect already. I'm not taking any hairs off. Now, please, I think everybody is smart enough to understand. Don't try this at home on a regular client. Don't get your brother out of his bedroom and go like, oh yeah, I just saw a glass on it, so what we're going to do is we're going to tie you upside down from a tree and I'm going to give you a haircut. I mean, it would actually work, don't get me wrong, but that same gravity has the tendency to pull all the blood to the brain. Now, you see guys, that is a pretty strong shape. Ja? Dat is goed. Wat vind jij ervan, Puk?
Prachtig. Amazing.
Oh man. Any fathers out there with daughters? No. I'm going to answer your questions later, guys. But this is a very interesting class. Now, the thing that got me thinking about this is, I mean, you know, talking about punk rock and whatsoever, what's some more. See, a lot of my friends with those punk rock haircuts, they would never ever go to, they would not spend money that you could spend on drugs and spend it on a hairdresser, right? We used to do all these haircuts ourselves. And again, I know some people that do better flat tops on themselves than I could give them, right? But this is all stuff that I saw throughout the years, which inspired me to kind of do this. And as you know, I just really like, I mean, with yellow, don't get me wrong, it's really our creative process, but somehow we always go back to music, to rock and roll, to iconic haircuts. Yeah, the first wave of punk rock would have never put Pink with a yellow stripe, right? I mean, but again, you don't have to copy stuff, you don't have to steal stuff, you can be inspired by those subcultures. Now, see, that is one really cool shape, super square, yeah, nice flat crown. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the hair up and down, yeah. So I'm going to grab the pink, which isn't really that pink anymore because it's been in the sun for so long. Yeah, and I'm going to show you the trick that I usually use. I mean, you can use backcombing, especially when the hair is super long. But I really like... Wat, moet je langs? Kom maar langs hoor. Kun je hem even bij zijn nek vasthouden? Zo, je moet even zo doen. Even goed stevig vasthouden. Ja, wurgen. Nee, goed vast. See, it's a technique like backcombing. You want to have all the you want to have all these nuts in there. Knots, not nuts. Okay, this is starting to look very weird. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, putting it back. Yeah? What we're going to do now is. Yeah, so first, you make knots. Then you kind of pull the hair straight out. Now, again, I hope everybody here understands that you can go a little more brutal on a mannequin than on your.
If Dick can talk.
if what?
Yeah, if you would talk.
See, again, this is how I used to put up my mohawk haircut. Yeah. So using gravity instead of fighting it. Iris,
Ja.
wil jij voor mij boven uit de kast heel even dat shirt pakken van de Cramps? Het is een geel t-shirt. Het is het enige gele shirt wat er ligt eigenlijk. Really, Rob? Nou, dan moet ik even de roer goed zetten. Ja, leg maar even neer. Dankjewel. Alles komen die fucking aanlopen. Okay, so my hairspray can kind of explode here.
Get back and closer still, amazing.
Now back in the squat. I wouldn't care that much, but I really like my floor. So, so just clean this up real fast now. Turn it on a little bit. Put my light sheet in.
But here,
Sorry about that. Now, Reuzel is working on a hairspray. And till then, we're just gonna kind of go illegal here. So, oh come on, that is really kind of cool, isn't it? Now, see, I of course had no idea if this was going to work, but let's be honest, yeah? I mean, now, I talked about the cramps earlier, and talking about inspiration, I did not have this in mind when I was doing it, but when it was working, I thought about my shirt that was hanging in my closet. And look at that. That is one famous cover of the Cramps. Now, see? Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but, you know, inspiration, where does it come from? A lot of people ask us this. Well, inspiration is everywhere, my friends. You just got to recognize it because it's there for you to grab. Sometimes you just see some weird shape that reminds you of something. Yeah? But if you want to learn, if you want to do new stuff, the only way you're going to learn new stuff is by trying new stuff. So if you got an old mannequin and you can hammer it to the ceiling or maybe hammer it to the wall, yeah, because you can do a perfect graduated bob, my hairdressing friends, by hanging it like this and just square that part off, right? It's all about the angles, yeah? Super, super, super interesting, I think. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna... Kom op, ziet dat er geen uit of niet? Huh? Yeah, it looks really, really cool. Iris here gets all the credit for the collar. She did an amazing job. I mean, well, you know, fun. Oh man, there's so much more I want to tell you guys. I know it was a super chaotic class. I wouldn't call it a class because, you know, I didn't even know it was going to work. But it is. I wanted to show you, and wait a minute, can I have this for 1 second? I want to show Yella. Oh, I'm just going to try. There is Yella! See, if there is one, I want to go back to my shop so bad. I want to go back to the old school so bad. But I want to work with Yella the most of everything, you know, because it feeds my, you know, it feeds my creativity. Yeah. Now that I did this, I totally want to do something like this on the client, man. It's going to be absolutely super cool. If you look at our hot lactables, right, they're all based. This is our friend Kai. You know, this is Peter. Fuck me. Thing is, inspiration is everywhere. I think I said that before. You just gotta find your way. I know we do a lot of the classics, but you know, classics become classics. Yeah, but you gotta be as all around as possible. But most important is never lose your interest in things. I mean, this really inspired me to go play with angles. It's really cool, right? Vind je niet tof? Ik vind het echt heel tof. Kijk hoe mooi die bent. This is really hard to get this like so straight, but when it's hanging down, it's easy peasy. So, well, I learned a lot too. I hope you had fun. If you didn't, well, then I don't know why you're still watching. And I really hope to see you guys again soon. I really hope to see you guys in the school or in the shop. But till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and be fucking nice to each other more than ever. And if you guys got any questions about the best books to buy, or, I mean, I got some good stuff. Haircuts for the Damned. And then, oh man, this is so good. This, I went with Yella and Puck to the exhibition in London. It was really good. These photographs are crazy, man. The Tets were a crazy bunch. I mean, this guy's holding a knife, so I don't know what this guy's doing on the floor, but I think you can do the math. Look at that hair. Oh my God, look at that hair. See, these are kids that did it themselves. Yeah. This is where everything comes from, man. We have a rich culture. Get inspired. Go out there. Yeah? I hope to see you soon. Ja?
Doei!
Bye bye.
Ik kan even
Ja, dat was het. Ja?